Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? I got asked, I guess it was yesterday, over and over again, what's role play, Ivan? What does this guy think what role play is? So I'll answer the question. And, full warning, this comes from my bias and preference. Your definition of what role play is and is not may be quite different. So you've been warned. So when I think of role play, when I decide I'm going to role play, what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm going to step into the shoes of my character, full with their full motivations, with their desires, who they are, their place in the world. I'm going to act, and interact with the world and react to the world, not as if I was Ivan, but as if I was Leo Baxter, or if I were Terrence McSweeney, or if I were Philippe Moreau, or pick another character of mine. All very different people with very different motivations, people that, see the world very differently and exist in different worlds. So their decision-making process is going to be a lot different because it's not just walking around and looking around as these people. I'm making decisions as these people. What would they do in that particular situation based on what's going on? To a certain extent, my role play is informed by the physics of the world, by the mechanics. And no, I don't mean, well, gee, you have a +5 here, and what's the most advantageous thing to do? I mean that different game systems just produce different results. And I think I've given this example a bunch of times, the difference between playing something like basic role playing and Ubiquity, where, I'm sitting at a table with a guy and I've got this, urn that I've just pilfered from some tomb. The guy wants it because his crime family feels they own it. In BRP, I'm going to be really, really careful because this guy can tool me up more than likely. In fact, most of the time. Whereas in Ubiquity, I'm much more inclined to throw this thing at him and say, here, catch, and then flip the table over and do all kinds of things because the mechanics mean that physics work differently in this world, and the genre and tone also mean decisions are a little bit different. So yes, even genre and tone will affect a certain amount of how I role play that character. But first and foremost, I'm viewing the world and making decisions as if I was that character. I speak as if I'm their character. I say what they say. I declare their actions. I like to stay in character as much as possible and stay in character as the character. What do I think is not role play or pulls me out of that? Making decisions because it would be cool or dramatic or interesting or exciting. That's not role play. I had talked a lot about the time that I'm playing Circle of Hands. I'm playing the character of Ingolf. I'm in this position with this real jerk that at the top of the mountain in the fortress. And it would have been really cool. I thought to myself, it'd be really cool right now to take this flagon and chuck it through that stained glass window this guy values so much and say, okay, it's on, you and me, mano a mano. Ingolf wouldn't do that. He was there to get food for the people at the town, and doing that would have not served his purpose. Ivan was thinking of that, not Ingolf. It was interesting to hear people comment, well, no, there's no real difference between that. Yeah, there is. That's not role play. That's drama and creating drama and playing to create. What else isn't role play? Making things up in the environment that aren't logical extensions of your character or shouldn't logically be there. Yeah, I have a pocket knife on me. Yeah, I know this guy down the street. I have a college professor I could call and see if he answers me back. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm in the bedroom. There's a hairbrush. What the hell am I going to do with a hairbrush? I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to make up that there, in the boat next door is a safe full of money. And let's go break into that. I'm not going to make that kind of stuff up. That is not role play. I'm not going to make up the business that's down the street that there's something over here. When I go to a town, I'm not going to say, well, I walk up to the woman that's out there sweeping her steps. I am not at that point role playing. I am creating the world. That is not role play. That is not role playing from the standpoint of your character, because that doesn't happen in real life. I don't make things up in my environment, outside of little inconsequential things. That's not role playing. That's creating the world. Very, very different things. Sitting around doing a bunch of beer and pretzels, out of character talk and moving, tokens around. No, that's not role playing either. So that's my definition of role playing. What about yours?